Today I'm going to continue on the topic Laravel request. In previous video, I briefly introduced how to choose input from a request. Now let's look into the project I've been using for many videos. So this is what we have so far. In the transfer API, we return all the inputs received from the request. What if we want to access the first user name from the user's array or the list? We can use a collect function we mentioned in previous video and do the corresponding operation to filter and the map. Instead, there's an easier way to implement. We can use input function of the request. So instead of passing the simple key, we can use the JSON similar pass. So users indicate the list array dot operator with the index 0 means the first user and dot name, so the name property. So this is how we can access the item or the element in an array of the JSON blob in request body. So in this case, if we make an API call, we can see the first user's name, Alex, is part of the response. If we replace the 0 with a star, it means we will get all the users' names. This is it will give us the same response as what we did in previous video. We used to use collect function on the user's input and the map to the names array. Now you can see the names Alex and Bob are in the response now. So this is how we can use pass to the JSON blob of the request body to fetch some specific or subset of the input. The other thing I'd like to mention is the dynamic property. If you look into the request, we have score, link, name parameters in the query string. We can use a dynamic property, something like this, to access. So this is to access the score parameter. Now we can see 100 is returned in the response. Okay, what if we want to determine or check if any input is present? We can use has function on the request object. Say has score. This is to check if the score parameter is present in the request. It's true, yes, it's present here. What if we have no value assigned to it? It's still true. So it just checks if the parameter exists in the request. What if we want to also check if the value is not empty? We can use field. Now you can see it's false, means the score parameter even it exists in the query string, but the value is empty, so it's false, it's not field. Okay. We can also use array to check multiple parameters, say link. This is what we have in the query string. Score 100. Now let's make the call true. Yes, both of the parameters are filled. Next, firstly, let me use the log. Then I'll show you something interesting. Sometimes you want to do some data processing when some parameter or input is present. Say I want to log something when score parameter or score input is present. Then we can do something like when field score, then function input. This input will be the value of the score parameter in the request. Here we use log for demonstration purpose debug score. Okay, now let's go to the log, make the API call. Now let's go back and see the log, score 100. So when the score input field, the log will be written. What if we remove the name and the value associated or assigned to the score parameter and send the request? We should see no log here with any score. So this is how we can add some data processing logic to some input when it's present. Similarly, we can also use when has to do some check if the input exists or is present in the request, no matter if the value is empty. So this is when field and when has. Sometimes you also want to, the last case I want to introduce is that you might also want to merge some parameter to the request by some specific purpose. Then you can use request merge, say language. Here you need to use array, so you can merge multiple parameters or inputs, say language, the HCN, and here you respond with all the input in the request. Now let's send request. You can see here the language property is part of the response, which means this parameter has been merged to the request. You may not want to merge if it's already present. Say if language already present in the request, you want to skip this merge. So you can use merge if missing. Okay, let's try it here. I will add a language parameter here, say XYZ. So it's already present in the request, so the merge won't happen. So in the response, we should see language XYZ. If we have no such parameter in the query string, we should see language ZHCN. So this is how you can use merge if missing. Okay, I think that's pretty much for today. I have used two videos to cover the basics of Laravel request. If you have any question, feel free to go through the official document. Okay, that's it for today. If you feel it's useful, remember to thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Thanks. See you next time. Bye bye.